The Power of Grayskull! The definitive history... Oh, this is so hard! Make documentary titles shorter. The Power of Grayskull! The definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is a stupidly long title. It's by Randall Lobb and Robert McCallum. You can find it on Netflix. I thought I'd try and do a few more Netflix ones. I've been noticing I do quite a lot of documentaries that are on a bit random things, or you have to go out and buy, or maybe you have to get via nefarious means. And I'm going to try and do a few more that are just on Netflix. The synopsis goes a little like this. This colourful documentary explores the origins and impact of He-Man, a character whose power stretched well beyond a toy line and children's TV show. This was quite a weird watch for me. I was never into He-Man. Just never into He-Man. I like toys. I had stuff. But He-Man just wasn't here. At least not for me. And I don't remember any of my friends having He-Man either. I don't know if it's a North England thing that we didn't have it. Maybe South England did, or maybe it's just my town. But I just never really got into He-Man. I didn't like the TV show. I think I honestly thought Skeletor was a bit scary. Now I've heard him speak. I think if I'd heard him speak, I probably wouldn't have. But it is. It's a scary looking character, freaking.
Skeletor to King Randor. Skeletor to King Randor. Come in, you royal boob.
So I also wanted to watch this because there's a documentary series on Netflix as well called The Toys That Made Us, and not now that's a whole other can of worms. But I don't enjoy that. I've tried watching it and I find it boring. It made the episode on Star Wars toys was actually boring, and I've watched stuff on Star Wars toys and I find it interesting. So yeah. Anyway, I wanted to watch more toy-related stuff, but not boring. So I watched this, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was brutally honest. I don't think that they realise how they come across, if I'm completely honest. So, like, things like talking about how they came up with ideas for the toys, designing the toys. They kind of say, like, they're bragging, but it wouldn't be stuff I would personally brag about. So, like, he has this giant, and Lord forgive me all you He-Man fans, I've forgotten already, the name of his giant tiger that he has with him. How they came up with that was they were asked to make a new accessory, like him to have something like with him. They bought this tiger, they had loads of them, but in purple, from another toy line they had that wasn't successful. They merely painted him green. I mean, this is lazily, by the way. The guy who said, oh, I don't know, painted green and put yellow stripes on it. So they went, all right. So they did that, not realising he was being kind of lackadaisical in what he said. And then he went, yeah, I like it. Now just give it a saddle and a mask. And then they just made a saddle and a mask, which was obviously cheaper than making a whole new toy. And then they were like, oh, the size difference, it's too big. And they went, well, that's what the saddle's for, you can ride it. You know, that it doesn't matter that it's a size difference, it's fantasy, just go with it. But they say this kind of like in a bragging fashion, and I don't think it's something to brag about. Oh, because all these people who are, because the truth is it's got a bit of a cult following. So there's people who go, I love He-Man, and maybe this is their way of saying, oh, I finally get to find out how they came up with this thing that I love, this creation, this universe that I love. And to find out it's kind of like slapdash together, but not even in a charming way. It was kind of like it was in a very corporate way. Like, we need to sell these toys. We need to find a way to get money off of kids. How do we do this?
What would it cost?
Cost? Cost who?
The people who buy the toy.
Well, nothing. We're going to give them away free.
They touch on the kind of slight misogyny that is associated with He-Man, because he's like this big, brutish, hulking guy, and his name is even He-Man. I think they handle it quite well. I think they talk about how there wasn't really anything out there like him. There was just all these really wimpy action figures, and to make him that ridiculous was okay to make both the women a bit that ridiculous as well, because no one's that big. And also, they did point out that a lot of girls ended up going towards He-Man. as well. It wasn't just a boy thing, it was a girl thing, and then that's how they ended up coming up with She-Ra, and they actually said She-Ra became more successful. It's shot really well. I like the fact that they go through the whole timeline. So they go through the they go through Mattel making the toys, how the toys became kind of like a victim of their own success, the TV show, the She-Ra TV show, how again that became a victim of its own success, the ever-changing habits of children playing with toys, then finishing with the He-Man Masters of the Universe film with Dolph Lundgren. Whatever his name is. It's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It made me interested in something that I have never shown any interest in whatsoever. It made me respect it on some levels. Again, like I said, there's things that they say and do where I kind of was like, I don't think like you should be smiling and saying this. I think you should be going, right, you know what? We suck as human beings because we thought of to do this. But altogether, I think it's pretty harmless, and I think they show they did more good than bad with this franchise. All in all, it was a really good watch actually, because you could see there was by the end of it people working on this that cared. And then as it's developing on further, there are people that actually care about this franchise, and it becomes less about trying to take money off kids and about trying to make something they care about relevant and get everyone to see it as, you know, in the same light that they do. I think that was a nice thing to have in a documentary that is more or less meant to be like an idiot's guide on how to take money from children. Might be a bit long for some people. But I think its use of cinematography, it's the music, the timeline, the structure was all really good. So yeah, if you've got Netflix, I'd suggest honestly He-Man, and then, well, hold on, The Power of Grayskull: The Definitive History of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I am giving 4 out of 5 docs. What did you think of it? Please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to rate, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And don't forget to head over to www.talknerdy.uk for this and a whole lot more. I love you all. Peace.